Hey guys, welcome to this lecture. And in this lecture, we are going to talking about how you can insert your data into the database table. Or you may say that we have to run the insert query. Here, a keyword is using which is insert into. This means that you have to add some of the information or some of the data into your database. As you can see here, this is our old lecture code, which is I am just creating the connection. Then this is if this connection is false, so false, that will simply die the connections, which means that will generate an error right here and stop the executions of the next programs right here. This is our old code. You can understand that. Now here you can see that I have to write if connection, which is running the query of SQL. If this query is true and that will successfully run, so that will generate an echo statement. If it is not, so that will generate an error right here. So this is old code, so we don't need to write it again and again just for saving our time. Now here we have to come to our database query, which is in insert2. Here you can say I just write insert, which is my variable here, which is insert here, and here I have to run my query, which is insert into. So this is a command which is you have to write insert to when you are just adding the data into the table. Then here I just write insert into human, and this is my human, and the human here is my database table name. Firstly I have to write first name, which was the first column of my database. Then here I just write last name, which is the last name column of the name, last name column or column name. And then here I have to write this is address, and the address, after this address I have to write email. Okay, so here you can see that I'm just not adding the ID right here, just because of ID will take by default, and that is the auto increment. Okay, now after this, here you can see that I have to create, or I have to write the values. So the values here is, firstly I have to write the name of the columns right here, and then after that I am just setting the values to that. So here you can see that the values are here. The values here is, let's suppose the first name is Bob, and after the second name here is David, and then here you can see that after this here we have the address. So I just write that this is like London, and this is UK right here, or London UK right here. And then after that here you can see that I have to write that this is xyz@email.com. Hope so you understand now. And then close this code right here. So I just simply run a query right here, which is insert2, and insert2 here in the table name human, and which is the first name right here, last name, address, and email right here. Okay, after this you can see that I'm just providing the values to it, and the values here are, so you can see values here is, this is the values and in the capital. So here you can see that these are the values right here. The first name here is Bob, the last name here you can see that is David, and then after that here you can see that I just set the address of that and then email. So this is, I just write is the sequence wise. Okay, now here you can see that here I just write records are successfully updated or inserted. Okay, because update command is one another command. Now after that here you can see that I just tell you that you can also close your connection as well. So here is write connection, which is close. Okay, here you can see that, and I just close this code right here. So this is the connection close right here, and yes, okay, this is fine now. Hope so you understand now that how you can insert your data into the database table. Now I just run this code right here. This is file, and this is insert data, and then run this code. So we have an error in line number 21 and the line number 25 right here. So where is line number 21? So line number 21 here is yes, okay. This is yes, okay. Here we have to write insert. Okay, and where's the line 25? So the 25 here is also an insertion query. Okay, now it's fine now. Now I just run it again. So you can see here record are successfully inserted. When I just refresh this XAMPP server, so you will find in the PHP course, and then human, So here you can see that you will find the record which is ID1. First name here is Bob, last name David, address London UK, and then email here is xyz@email.com. Now here in last lecture you have seen that I just set email as a unique and integer as the primary key and auto increment. Now here you can see that I have to write Bob1, David, and then you can see now when I just run this code right now, so you can see here that you could not create the database into that query, which is the duplication of this email right here. So you can see here this code which is the unique is working right now, and then here you can see that I have to write this email number xyz1 and then run it again. So that is the record which is successfully inserted right here. Now I just run this code right now, and you can see here that will inserting the query right here. So it will take the failed attempt as well, and then that will assign the ID of 3 as well. To next entity, that will assign 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now here you can see that I just simply create the insert2 command into your database. Now here you can also create the multiple records as well into your database. How? After finishing that, so you can see here I just copy this all code, and here you can see I will paste that. So here I just write this is Bob2, David2, street is the same, xyz2. Set the comma, then paste it again. So here you can see that Bob3, David3, and xyz3. So you can see here I just write 3 types of record here, and this is also a duplication. So Bob4, this is the Bob4 right here. Okay, now you can see here I just save this, go to the browser, refresh this. Okay, fine. Now let's check this. So you can see here these all multiple records are also saved into the database right here. Hope so you understand now that how we can insert our records into the databases right here. Now you can see that these all are the database insert command what I am just creating right here, and hope so you can understand now this. So anything you can now not understand according to this insert2 command in this lecture, please let me know, and thanks for watching this lecture.